One Piece chapter 1174 is out, titled "The Strongest Being in This World," and it is insane, guys. Like, if you guys have like been following my spoiler videos, bro, you know what goes on in this chapter, bro. It is one of those chapters that we will be remembering for a long time because it is so like after after a year, yeah, after a year of like speculation and theories of what Loki's devil fruit is, we finally get the reveal in this chapter, and Luffy and Loki have finally pulled up to the Sun Realm, and it is insane in this chapter, bro. Like, so without further ado, let's go over to the chapter from the beginning to the end, bro. In the cover request, we see the goat, Goldie Roger, like he is like taming a T-Rex, and he's like walking it like a little puppy. So it's great to see the goat Roger here as well. And I don't know, man, he's already telling us that he is the strongest being in this world because the title right over like Roger's cover request is the title, the strongest being in this world. So yeah, man, Oda might be trying to tell us something, but yeah, but it could also be the title referring to Loki, or what Loki does in this chapter, but it could be referring to him as well. So yeah, anyways, so without further ado, let's go over the chapter. The chapter starts at exactly where we ended up in the last week's chapter. We see the Nika monster has like destroyed the ship after Sommers like tried to divert it from his way, and the Nika monster destroyed the ship, and it also like destroyed the island clouds that the ship was on. So now there is like a huge gaping hole in the sea clouds, and you can literally see, and that you can see to the underworld. So it is insane, bro. And Sommers is like shocked, like he's freaking out, like what's going to happen now because their plan is now falling apart. And we then see the children are like still following like Gonko's arrows, and they're unable to stop because Gonko's arrows are still in effect, and Sommers is watching it all unfold, and Sommers like is wondering like if Sommers even like calls out to Gonko like to stop the brats, and they have to suspend the plan for now because if the like children still follow on this path, they will all fall into the underworld, because now there is no ship there, and there is also a huge gaping hole, and we see all the other like the relatives of the children, like the giant parents and their relatives. They're like trying to stop the children, and they're trying to like cut the arrow and the thorn, but they're unable to like stop it, and the children are like still following the trajectory towards the dock where the ship was supposed to be, and like they're about to like fall off. And we see like Sommers like having an inner monologue to himself, and suddenly realizing that wait, the parents are trying to protect their kids, but they're not able to. My thorns won't allow it, and because of that, all the children are going to fall to their deaths. So yeah, bro, like he Sommers, bro, this guy is sadistic, bro. He gets an idea that it would be better to just let them all die, and he's just gonna watch everything unfold and watch everyone like suffering. So, bro, like, what more do you want me to say about him, bro? We know how he rolls. So this is crazy to see that, and we see all the relatives like still trying to like stop the thorn and the Gonko's arrows, but they're unable to. And we then see Saint Sommers like even like he even blames like Emu for all his own incompetence, bro. Like he says what a delicious way to die. So he's just pondering at the idea that how they're all going to like suffer, like all the children and their parents as they watch their loved ones die. And he even like blames Emu for all this like problem because and he says he puts all the blame on Emu. And bro, this is very important because here Sommers refers to Emu as he. So does this finally confirm that Emu is actually a man, and Emu like, because here Sommers refers to Emu as his. This will end up being his fault, the Great One's fault. So yeah, bro, it's just a food for thought. So what do you guys think about the theory about what is Emu's gender? Me personally, I think Emu is just an like entirely different entity, which is not even like which cannot be described by he or she differentiation. So yeah, we continue with Summers, and he says all the parents and children screaming in desperate tears. This is just so thrilling. So he's just having the time of his life watching everyone suffer. And he then starts talking to the children, saying that saying, explaining his plan and and he's just going to let them all die as he watches them, because their plan was supposed to take them to the Holy Land safely, but due to some complications, like they're unable to to continue their earlier plans. So he's just going to watch them all like die, So there is no other way, and they could just get other children's later. And they could just kidnap other children's, and they will just let them all die for now. So this is crazy. And then we see the children like starting to panic, and as we also see like Ono trying to save his grandson, and he's like pierced with thorns because of Sommers. Thorns are also like wrapped around the children, and Gonko's arrow is like taking them towards the harbor. And we also see Killingham, bro. Killingham is like fed up with Sommers. Like he's mad. Like what the hell is like that idiot Sommers doing? Killingham says, we finally got this kid to the port, but what the hell is this guy doing? So, bro, Killingham, bro, you are the last man, bro, last Holy Knight who can save the Holy Knight agenda, bro. Like, you have to do something, Killingham, bro. Lock in, bro. Like, we need some Holy Knight gas desperately, because Sommers, bro, he has been catching ale after ale, and soon he's going to get the Saturn treatment from Emu, bro. The way he's like moving, like bro, is even blaming Emu here. So it's crazy. And I wanted to point something out, because Sommers, like previously when he was like calling out to Gonko, says, Gonko, stop the breath, we have to suspend the plan for now. And then he says, forget it, that's not happening. Imu Sama is still inside Gonko. Like, so does this mean Imu cannot like use the devil fruit abilities of the person who they're possessing? So this is another like very interesting part, maybe this is another showing how Emu's powers actually work, and there are like weaknesses to Emu's powers, and Emu is not entirely like omnipotent and like totally like top one in the verse. Emu has their weaknesses, so it's great to see like Oda like slowly like putting out bits and pieces of how to like counter Emu, and like we are slowly understanding what Emu can actually do and what they cannot do. So yeah, it's really cool to like see everything slowly unfold. And we then see like Oimo like trying to like save his grandson, but he's unable to be, and he's pierced by the Sommers thorns, and he's like he then his hands are like bloodied and everything. And we see that all the other like giant parents and relatives, they're all like trying to stop the children, but they're unable to like touch them because of Sommers thorns. And we then see that the children have finally like made it to the dock, and Colon is the first child, and in the meanwhile in the side, Sommers is like watching everything go down, and he's like laughing on top of his like thorn dragon. And as the children slowly start to like panic, as they all like are about to fall off from the dock. And we see Colon saying that, are you saying we're gonna die because we didn't behave? They're like the children like starting to think that this is like a divine punishment for all the mischievous things they did. And they're like slowly and they all like start to cry slowly, And Sommers, bro, you just look at his reaction, bro. He's just enjoying everyone's like suffering, And we see Colon start to cry, and afterwards we get a flashback to Colon and Ripley, where we see Ripley telling Colon, did you know the god of the sun keeps an eye on naughty kids? But mom, look, I won this in a duel, so it's mine now. Oh my god, bro. Like, and then we see the other parents and the other giant children having their small flashbacks as well. I love how Oda is like giving focus to like each giant children as much as he can, So bro, like Oda, like every character he likes each and every character he creates, like he tries to give his everything to each and every character. So it's great to see the children, bro, other children getting some action here, getting some like plot development and some backstories here. Maybe like I feel like Oda is like setting the seeds for Two Piece after One Piece ends, So yeah, just watch out for it, because the way Oda is like focusing on this children is like it's very interesting, I'm not gonna lie. And we see the children like slowly like they start to fall off, and Colon is the first one. And as Colon is about to fall off, we see Ripley comes right in front of him, and Ripley like hugs him. And as Ripley hugs Colon, she's like pierced with all the thorns of Sommers from Colon, and she says that I'm not going to let you die all alone. That's what the murder is for, you know. So Ripley is like ready to sacrifice herself with Colon as well, because Colon is her son, and she's not going to let her son die under her watch alone, and she would rather kill herself as well with him. And we see Ripley like hugging Colon, and Colon like says, "Get away from me, mom! You're gonna die too." And we then see Ripley saying, "I won't let you die alone." And as we slowly see all the like other giant parents and their relatives, like they also like start to like hug their respective children, as they all like decide to like fall off together instead of letting their children like die alone. They all like decide to like die all together. And Sommers is like even like Sommers is like he went to the moon, bro. He is like so hilarious, bro. Like this guy, bro, like he's enjoying every bit of pain he's inflicting on them, you know. Like he's as all the children and like the parents are like have also joined in this like circus comedy of him. From someone's side, this is like a comedy, you know, like watching people suffer and like people being in pain. Like this is fun for Summers. And you know how celestial dragons like roll, you know. We see all the children like starting to cry, and as they slowly start to fall one by one, first Ripley and Colin fall off, and then we see followed up by the other children, and as they all like start to cry, and we see small flashbacks of their children with their parents and relatives. And bro, this is like really a heartbreaking panel, bro. Like look at everyone is like sacrificing the parents and relatives are like sacrificing themselves as well with the children, as they were unable to like stop them, so they have decided to like not let them die alone, and instead they would die together with them as well, bro. And then we see, bro, this is where you guys remember, bro, the Android traitor theory is like was one of the most popular theory at the beginning of ELBAPH, you know, when how like Killingham like let her live, and Killingham was giving her orders like they knew each other, you know, and people started to think that Andrea might be colluding with the Holy Knights, or she might be turned out to be a traitor, you know. But no, bro, like this panel right here confirms that Andrea is not a traitor, as we see Andrea like also grabs onto one of the children, one of the children, her name is Johanna, and Andrea also is also like pierced by Sommer's thorns, and she hugs Johanna. And bro, I'm just gonna say something, bro. This might seem like really crazy take, but I think Johanna might be Loki's daughter, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Johanna has those ancient giant horns, and bro, like Johanna, Oda has been giving a like, if you follow closely, Oda like has given a quite a bit of like attention to her parents, you know, because she says that it must be nice having parents that can hold you like that. So yeah, man, like it might be a surprise. I don't know who Loki did it with, but it could be a big surprise at the end of ELBAPH, you know, Johanna being like Loki's daughter. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know about that. It's a very interesting thought, you know, like let's see what happens with that. Anyways, we also see like Road and Bjorn having a moment, as Bjorn is also about to fall off. Road like comes in and grabs his like little brother, as Bjorn like says sorry to Road, because Bjorn used to think his big brother was just an otaku, and he used to think like lowly of him, but now Road is like ready to sacrifice himself as well with Bjorn. So Bjorn and like realizes that Bjorn is also like crying, like for like thinking bad of his brother, and he's thinking that this is like a divine punishment for all his misconduct with his brother. And we see Road, bro. Road, you agree on me, bro. Road's redemption arc, bro. Like Oda cooked with it, bro. Like this is insane, bro. Like this is, bro. Like yeah, man. Road. The way Road started the arc, and now who would have thought that we would start liking Road, man? Like he really like developed, bro. Like Oda cooked with Road. I'm not gonna lie. And we see Road getting pierced by Sommers Thorn, as well as both Bjorn and Road like fall off into the underworld. And as everyone like falls off into the underworld, we see Sommers looking on from above from his like high standpoint from his like torn dragon, and he's like laughing and he's watching everything unfold. And these parents are, he says, these parents are such idiots, dying for their children out of love. My stomach hurts from laughing. Now that's what I call a beautiful and utterly pointless death. Bro, this guy, man, like, I hope Sanji ends this man, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Oda has cooked one of the most evil villains in recent history, bro. Sommers is one of them, bro. Like, he might not have the brute strength or power to back it up, bro, but his actions so far, without any repercussions, have been crazy, bro. He needs a crazy beat down, and afterwards, Emu better like punch his ticket, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, Emu better save us from this guy Sommers, man. He's been such a fraudulent bro, like getting cooked by Scupper Gaban year in year out, and then like pulling off like stunts like this. Like, he's just, bro. He's just mad. He's mad, man, bro. Like, and anyways, we see cut away to the panel where we see that those everyone, all the giant children and their parents and relatives all like fall on top of a giant creature as they like fall up from the sun realm to the underworld. And everyone is like surprised, like what happened, how are they still alive? We see Ripley and Colon asking like where are we, Ripley asking where are we, and Colon says I don't know, but everyone's alive, like what is going on, like they're all shocked, like what happened, like where are they now? But and suddenly we see like Luffy talking, bro. And this is crazy, bro. The place they fell on is actually the top of Loki's dragon form, you know. We see Loki's entire dragon form, and all the giants are have fallen onto Loki's like back, you know. And Luffy like created a giant balloon with his belly, and it's like a cushion, like, and everyone like fell on Luffy's belly, and Luffy was on top of Loki, you know. And bro, like this is insane. Loki's giant form is so massive that we cannot even see his head, bro. You just compare the scales with the giant parents and all the giant children, bro. Those giant children look like ants, bro, compared to like Loki's dragon form scales, bro. This is insane, bro. Like how huge Loki is, bro. Like, oh my god, bro. Like, and Luffy starts talking to the giant children like, you're all standing on my Gomu Gomu no Harai Senpai, and it's quickly, then get the hell up already, bro. Like, this is funny, bro. Like, Colon then realizes what Luffy, then Loki and Luffy start talking with each other. Hey you, when Loki says, hey you, when we get up there, you're gonna have to get off my back. Otherwise, you'll just get in my way during the fight. You're back. You guys fell out of nowhere, didn't you? Good thing, Luffy says, when we were passing by. That wasn't my intention, Loki says. Not a savior. I'm not a savior. I'm not responsible for anyone's life. Now let's move. Bro, like this is insane. So, yeah, man, we finally get to see Loki's dragon form, and as they're flying from the underworld to the sun realm, the giant children and their parents like fell on top of Loki's back, and Luffy created a giant balloon after watching everyone fall off. He created a giant like balloon with his belly, and everyone fell on top of like Luffy's belly. And this is like insane, bro. So the goats are pulling up, Luffy and Loki are pulling up, and their dynamic duo are insane. We can feel the vibe between Luffy and Loki, bro. And Loki's eyes, man, like, oh my goodness, bro. Like, holy peak, bro. Like, we then see like Luffy and Loki are going to the sun realm, and slowly we see that it starts snowing in the sun realm, and everything is like trembling and shaking, and the giants are like surprised, like what is happening, and we see everyone like in shock, like watching everything unfold. Like, it was suddenly like it started like slowing, and it is lightning everywhere, and then everything is like shaking as well, and they're also like hearing a rhythm, the drums of liberation, and Jaro like starts giving a like crazy speech, bro. This is insane description. Jaro says, on a strange day of snow, lightning, and thunder, the sky shall be covered by a colossal beast. As we see Emu and Sommers is also reacting to Loki's dragon form arriving into the sun realm, and bro, this is crazy, man. Like, and Sommers is like shocked, Emu is like, no, Emu has no reaction, bro, but you can tell, bro, Emu is having some Void Century PTSD watching the dragon, because Loki's dragon form is very similar to the one we saw in the mural in chapter 1138, you know? The dragon on top of the tree, it's very similar to that form, as we will see in the next page. Bro, but this is insane, and Gerald's speech continues. On a strange day of snow, lightning, and thunder, the sky shall be covered by a colossal beast. The god of sun shall appear. End of chapter, no break next week. As we see in the epic final double page of the chapter, we see Loki's full dragon form as he starts fighting all the MMA monsters with Luffy and Ragnar on top of Loki's head. By the way, it's very important to mention this Luffy on top of Loki's head is actually giant Luffy. Bro, this is insane. So just to put it into perspective, Loki's dragon form is approximately 50 times larger than Luffy's giant form, you know? The giant form like Luffy fought with Kaido. And we also see Ragnar beside Luffy. Ragnar is a bit smaller than Luffy. So this like confirms that Luffy, this is actually giant Luffy, because if it was normal Luffy, we won't be able to see like Luffy on the picture here, because he's gonna be so tiny, bro. And Loki's dragon form, like what more can I say, bro? Peak design, bro. Like this is a Western dragon, and it's a bit different from Kaido's Eastern dragon. So, bro, like still Oda cooked with this design, bro. Like this, it looks black dragon with horns and with the wings. Oh my goodness! Like as we see, like Loki start fighting MMA monsters, and he's like casually destroying everything, bro. Like, and the editor's note in the chapter ends with ELBAPH, the hour of liberation has arrived. So that's where the chapter ends, and unfortunately there is a break next week. But oh my god, man, just look at this, bro. Like Loki himself is like the size of an island, bro. Like he might be bigger than Zunisha, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like this is crazy, bro. Oh my god, man. Oh, just look at the final double page of the chapter, bro. Like damn, bro, damn, Oda cooked, bro. Like this is everything we have been waiting for, bro. Like the next thing I hope we're gonna see is Loki's hybrid form, you know? I'm very excited to see that as well. And yeah, bro, like Luffy and Loki have arrived in the Sun Realm, and they're ready to like fight Emu and the Holy Knights, and it's finally time to save ELBAPH, bro. Like I cannot wait to see what happens, bro. Like Emu might go crazy, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Emu's reaction tells me that Emu already has experience like fighting these monsters, and bro, like we're finally about to get the first interaction between Luffy and Emu, like their first encounter. It's gonna be so peak. We might get some really crazy Joy Boy reveal and Void Century stuff in the next few chapters, so buckle up for it. This is about to get really crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, like in Gerald's speech, bro, like Shakespeare level, bro. Like Oda, who Shakespeare who when we have Oda, man. Like this is crazy. My goodness. So yeah, guys, that's it for the video, and thank you for watching the video, and I love you all. Peace out.